Welcome to Blackest Night, the complete story.
Thank you for
Now we're going to
welcoming
be
me,
going
sir.
over the main plot, because this story is massive.
It
And we will be
really
eventually
is.
grabbing some of the tie-ins, because I love a lot of them. But right now, I just want you to understand what happened in
I've heard of
Blackest
this
Night,
story a
so that
lot.
we can
I
get
wanna
back
buy
to
the
our pretty much
whole comic book
chronological
and read it
timeline
all,
of what's going on in the DC
because
universe.
it's so interesting.
So let's get you caught up
I
quickly.
love the Green Lantern
The
lore.
Blackest Night happens after all of the Lantern types have been discovered, and there's a prophecy that the Blackest Night will be arriving soon. The Guardians have been doing what they can to prevent it, but after a few Green Lanterns get swallowed up by the Black Lantern battery as it calls out for
Black
flesh,
Lantern battery?
it's too late. It's awake and it picks William Hand as its anchor to the mortal coil.
Okay.
This is also taking place during the period in which everyone thinks that Batman is dead,
Ah,
but he's
okay.
actually traveling
So
through
this is
time.
when Batman is MIA.
So with that going on, things begin with Hal and Barry paying
So
their
DC
respects
has
to
a lot of
Batman,
problems during
their
this
friend,
time.
who they think was recently killed by Darkseid. And they reflect on all of the friends that they have lost.
It's part of the
Martian
superhero
Manhunter,
business.
Aquaman, Firestorm, and countless other superheroes, and now Batman.
It's the world
They
we live
comment
in.
how they hope everyone finds a way back just like they did, and they head off from the graveyard. But somebody else was there. Blackhand steps out of the shadows and he takes Bruce Wayne's skull from his grave.
What?
Rise, Bruce Wayne, for the
What?
dead will rise. John Johns, Ronnie Raymond, Ryan Kendall, Roscoe Dillon, Lisa Snart, Digger Harkness, Arthur Curry. Rise. Every dead superhero and villain suddenly receives a Black Lantern ring, and they rise from their
So
graves.
this is that story? I've heard of this. When all the superhero and villains rise from the dead. So this was a black. Oh my. So the Black Lanterns were like in a hidden in a like deep space until all the colors were discovered, and then they like, hello, we're here. Oh my, a Black Lantern superhero slash villain. Oh my lord.
And John Johns, standing in front of Hal and Barry,
Martian
would like to know,
Manhunter.
how are you guys alive right now? Things kick off right
But
then
does it
with the
have the
dead
same,
walking
like,
amongst their
soul
former
memories?
friends. And the first superheroes to fall are Hawkman and Hawkgirl, to the Black Lantern Elongated Man and Sue Digby. And now that they're dead, Carter Hall, Kendra Saunders, rise!
Oh my.
Over with Hal Jordan and Barry Allen, they look rather shocked to see John Johns standing in front of them.
This is
And Hal
insane.
quickly uses his ring to figure out that Johns isn't what he seems, and their fight begins.
Of
The
course
Flash
it
and Green
begins.
Lantern quickly get away, but then our Black Lantern Martian Manhunter
But
goes
how much
crazy on the city.
of the old
Did everyone
Martian
forget that he's as
Manhunter
powerful as
is
Superman?
there still the
Flash
old
and Green
Martian
Lantern
Manhunter?
quickly go to work trying to stop him, but he quickly begins to mess with their minds so that they think that they're fighting him when
But
in
they're
actuality
fighting
they're
each
fighting
other.
each other.
DC
Meanwhile,
was crazy
back
during
in
this
space,
time.
the Black Lantern rings are moving over the entire universe, looking for any
Jeez.
dead body that they can jump onto.
Look at those many
And this is
rings.
where things get really bad. Because Aquaman shows up and begins to attack Mara, Aquawoman, and Deadman begins to panic that his body is going to rise. But how can it rise when he's actually standing next to it as a spirit?
What?
More superheroes and villains keep reviving all over the place, and it even manages to take over Spectre, the spirit of vengeance. But things for the Green Lantern and
Oh
Flash
my
back
lord.
over at the city get even worse, with all of the local Black Lanterns showing up looking for them. Out in deep space, all of the dead members of the Green Lantern Corps begin to rise, Mogo included, and the other corps, they're all dealing with their members reviving. Yellow, Sapphire, and Orange are all now facing enemies that cannot be defeated.
So how many Black Lantern rings? I mean, that's a lot. That's why I love the ring lore. Oh, there's so much I want to learn about that. So intriguing to me. So, like, how many rings are there in general? Are they infinite? They keep making up? Cause like, like the Black Lantern on here. So like there's like millions of rings going to every planet to reviving every dead person. Cause DC. Okay, this sounds like a DC insanity.
Back on Earth again, the Green Lantern and Flash are trying their best to defeat their former friends,
What?
and they seem to be failing.
I think it's futile.
That is until an Indigo Lantern arrives and shows that
Indigo
she can
Lantern.
destroy the Black Lanterns by tapping into the emotional spectrum. She quickly grabs
the
the Flash
Indigo
and Green Lantern
Lanterns
and she teleports
kill
them to the
Black
Hall of
Lanterns.
Justice. Where standing there is Mara, Firestorm, and the Atom. They all ask
Not
her
much.
what is going on and does she know what these Black Lanterns and these zombie things are. And she explains that the darkness was here in the beginning, and it was placed in check by all of the other emotions.
Wow,
Well, the
okay.
darkness is now pushing against us again, and all of the
So they
Lantern
were
Corps
like
are
in a
going to need to
prison
come
world.
together to stop him. And by him, I mean Necron, the entity of the Black Lantern Corps.
Whoa.
But before they can come up with a solid plan, the Black Lanterns find them and begin to assault this small
This
batch of
looks
surviving
so
superheroes.
cool.
Caught off guard, the evil Black Lantern Firestorm quickly turns the current Firestorm's girlfriend into table salt, killing her
no.
and removing Firestorm from the equation. Every time the Black Lanterns kill somebody, the power levels on their ring continues to grow.
This is
And
like
with the death of the other half of
Game of
Firestorm,
Thrones.
the Black Lanterns
White
are at
Walkers.
56.56%. But killing the other half
Night
of
King.
Firestorm wasn't even their goal. You see, the Justice League keeps the bodies of their enemies in a crypt beneath the Hall of Justice.
Why?
Which means that a whole bunch of former villains are now waking up as
This is
Black
like,
Lanterns.
here's another army for
The
you.
Indigo Tribe members see this as being a problem, and she quickly grabs Hal
see
Jordan
it's the
and
problem?
warps him away to build a group of lanterns
We
to
need
face
all the
against this
lanterns.
coming threat. Flash, Mara, and the Atom all escape through a phone line using Atom's powers.
Sick.
Now, across the galaxy, everyone is losing their fight against the undead.
Of course,
The Black
you don't
Lantern
fight
rings
that.
brought here by the emotional spectrum are being used to try and take over the entire universe, with Black Hand leading the charge as Necron's connection to the real world. The Lanterns need to come together, or this will end horribly.
So what do
Knowing
they do?
this, the Indigo Tribe goes out
What
and
do they
grabs
do?
each one of the primary members of their respective
Yeah,
corps.
this is like the big
and
bosses
they
of each
assemble.
group.
Hal Jordan for green, Larfleeze for orange, Sinestro for yellow, Sane Walker for blue, Carol Ferris for sapphire,
Good
and Atrocitus
enemies
for
uniting.
red. While they may not like each other, they all realize that they need to stop the Black Lanterns, or everything will be lost.
Yep,
Back
common
on
enemy.
Earth, Flash does what Flash does best. He warns everybody on the entire planet to hold off the Black Lanterns. They aren't your
Good
old
luck.
friends. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps are trying to stop the
Reno.
source of this right now. Just hold fast, my friends. We will win this day.
Gosh,
But
I love
can
the
they?
Flash.
Because just now, the power levels of the Black Lantern rings are reaching
Oh, hundreds.
100%. And at 100%,
What does that
Necron
mean?
is brought to the mortal coil, and he revived all of Coast City as Black Lanterns. But don't worry, because the Flash has friends.
Yeah, we
and the
go.
Teen
Where's the
Titans
full
and the
team?
Justice League show up,
Finally.
and they go to town destroying the Black
This is
Lanterns.
what we need.
I mean,
Good.
come on, guys. No one can stand up against the combined effort of all of our superheroes,
I'm
right?
not holding
and
back.
to add fire to that fight, the new combined lanterns show up, and they begin to blast the Black Lantern Battery Corps with all of
Okay,
their
that
lantern
sounds
beams.
like a
That's
win.
it, guys. The superheroes win.
That's
Cue
how
the
it
happy
sound-
music for
That's
winning.
how it sounds like.
Wait.
There-
A black ring revives Batman, and then he spits out a crap ton of more rings. And Diana Price, Kal-El, Connor Kent, Bart Allen, Oliver Queen die.
What?
You see, Necron explains
How?
that many of the superheroes have died, some of them repeatedly, but they didn't escape death. Necron let them go back to Earth, and he did it for this purpose, because they are all still connected to him, and now they are
That's
his Black Lanterns.
genius.
But Barry Allen and Hal Jordan also recently revived, and the rings begin to chase them. Don't worry though, because Barry runs 2 seconds into the future, breaking the connection the rings had to them,
That's
making them temporarily
genius as
immune
well.
to the chasing rings. To help even the odds once again, Ganthet of the Green Lantern
What help
Guardians
left?
causes a chain reaction in
What
all of
help
the
is
rings,
left?
forcing them to duplicate and seek more members for their respected corps. Welcome the newest member of the various Lantern Corps. Barry Allen for hope, the Atom for compassion, Scarecrow for fear, Lex
Oh
Luthor
my
for greed,
gosh.
Mara for rage, and Wonder Woman for love.
Oh, I love
They all
this
go
team.
crazy on all of the Black Lanterns, melting them left and right.
I love this
And through
team.
merging with Parallax once again, Hal Jordan is even able to take out
What
the Black
the-
Lantern Spectre. But
Venom
regardless of all the
looking
power they
Green
have,
Lantern is that.
they still can't harm Necron. Eventually, after some infighting and a battle against Black Hand, Necron literally takes the heart out of one of the Guardians and slams it into the ground. And he's making contact.
Why?
But with what? Behold the entity,
What?
the beginning of life. And life in all of the universe began right here on Earth. And Necron aims to kill it, because all living beings are connected to it. This is Necron's master plan.
The
Kill
ultimate
everything
mission.
by killing the entity. But the entity is
Kill
just like
all
any of
life.
the entities for any of the cores. If he can be hosted by someone, they might have the power to stop
This
Necron.
is how the White
And it's
Lanterns are
Sinestro
born.
who wants to prove his worth to everyone and save the universe as the first White Lantern. But it's still not enough.
I mean,
Necron
Sinestro,
just
come on,
reaches
man.
inside of Sinestro
Yeah,
and
come on.
tries to rip the entity right out of him. What can they possibly do
It's
to stop
bad
this?
host combination.
Hal Jordan gets all of the cores to blast Necron with the power of all of the rings. And he then says, Necron, you wanted to take credit for all of us coming back from the dead, but it wasn't you. We chose life. Everybody came back from the dead, because we did it ourselves. We all chose life when given the option, and we are all connected to life. The entity sees this and gives everyone who came back from the dead a white ring. The White Lantern Corps is now born. The white rings go even further, and they revive William Hand back to humanity, which is Necron's connection to this world. And lastly, it revives everybody who rose first.
That's
Aquaman,
insane.
Deadman, Hawkman, Hawkgirl,
That's
all of them are back.
insane.
And with no connection to the mortal coil any longer, Necron is
Necron?
defeated by our superheroes choosing life. Things are a bit off in the aftermath. Heroes and
I don't
villains have been
think so.
revived from the dead. And for what
Everyone's
reason, we
revived.
don't know. Even the Anti-Monitor has been revived from the dead and is
Oh,
roaming free in the
no.
universe once again. And Black Hand has vanished with the Indigo Tribe. And Deadman is no longer dead for some
Deadman.
reason. There also seems to be a single White Lantern crash-landed in the world right now.
Oh.
All of this leads into the brightest day, the follow-up to this entire adventure.
This is insane.
But for now, we're going to end this story. And if you enjoyed this, please subscribe,
Thank
like
you
the
very
video,
much, good sir.
go ahead and favorite.